Hi everyone, it's Michelle with MakingMemoriesWithMichelle.com, and thank you for joining me today for another episode of Crafty Saturday. Today is full of fun for me and my husband. We have tickets to go see Phantom of the Opera today, and I'm just thrilled. This is a Christmas present from my parents, and you know, if it wasn't on my calendar, I would totally have forgotten because I'm busy getting ready for my Stampin' at the Beach retreat next weekend. So I would show you my craft room, but it's really kind of a disaster right now. I've got boxes everywhere. Goodie bags and classes are prepped. I've got 4 classes I have packed and prepped. I've just got to get it all downstairs. Anyway, so in the midst of all this prep, my parents called me this weekend and said, "Are you ready for Phantom?" I almost died because I'd forgotten it was this weekend. Anyway, so, and as you can see, we have McCormick's and Schmidt's for dinner as well. So it's going to be a great day here. I'm busy making videos for retreat, and I just wanted to pop on here this morning and share with you how to make 4 cards using just one 6x6 sheet of designer series paper. Now before we begin, I want to tell you that my March host code is BBNVA4JG. And I know that's a lot to remember, so it's going to be here on the video. It's also on my blog, and the video will be posted there shortly after, as soon as I can get it uploaded to YouTube. All right, so today we're using one sheet of designer series paper from the Picture Perfect stack. Now, Stampin' Up! Does 2 sizes of designer series paper. They do a 12 by 12 sheet, which is awesome because you can get a lot of things out of that. If you're a scrapbooker, it's a perfect size for a background, and if you're a card maker, you can get a ton of cards out of a 12 by 12 sheet. When I first joined Stampin' Up!, I didn't know what to do with a 6x6 sheet of paper because they're so small. It's only a 1/4 sheet. And what do you do? So I was really worried that I was going to be wasting paper, because if you cut a large, 5 by 3 3/4, a whole sheet, you've got all these pieces left. And, Stampin' Up! Has double-sided designer series paper. So this is from the Picture Perfect Party Suite, and I love this because if you look at it, the background is Pool Party, and that is my favorite color. And we've also got some Berry Burst and Peekaboo Peach. Now the Peekaboo Peach, remember, will be retiring. It's one of those in colors, the 2016, 2018 in colors, and they are retiring. So if you need to pick up some ink refills or refill your paper, remember those sell out first as soon as they announce the retirement list in probably April or May. All right, so you're probably sitting there wondering this morning, how in the world is Michelle going to get 4 cards out of just 6x6? Well, let me show you. I'm going to move that out of the way here. And I have this template, okay? So we're going to cut the paper into 1 5.5 by 1 3/4, and then move that to the side. We're going to have a 2 by 4 1/4, and then I'm going to cut what should be left really is a 4-inch square, and I'm going to cut that on the diagonal. Okay, and I'm going to add it to my card bases. So let me get my trimmer out. And I kind of had to hunt for my trimmer this morning because I had it packed already. I know, I'm crazy, right? I pack all this stuff, and then I have to go get it out. All right, so if you haven't used the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, it is what it's called. It is a trimmer, and it has this nice swing arm. It has 2 blades. One is the scoring blade and one is your cutting tool. And it goes from 1 inch. You have the center piece here with the line down the center. This is your where you line it up on the edge, and it goes to 6 inches all the way. All right, so like I said, on my template, I'm going to cut a 1 3/4 inch strip right off. So I'm going to line this up right here at 1. And then here's 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch is right over here, 1 3/4. And I love the Stampin' Up! Trimmer because it has all of these grid lines that go all the way down. So you know you're getting a perfectly straight line, okay? And the top or the light color is a scoring tool, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I don't need that. And you can go up or down. So I'm going to slice this at 1 3/4. And remove that piece, and remember I just need it to go to 5 1/2. So line it up right over here on the 5 1/2 inch mark and cut off just that little strip, all right? And we're not going to need that. So now I'm going to cut this again. I want a 4x4 square. That's the easiest for me to see, okay? So a 4 4" by 4" square, and that little strip I don't need. Then look at this. Put one point in the track here and move your other point in the track there. Close your arm and slice right down the center. Okay? Awesome. I love that. Now, if I did it right, this should be a 2 by 4 1/4 inch piece. So let's measure. There's 2 by 4 1/4. Oh, good, I did it right. I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning. The other really cool thing about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and some of you may know this, and some of you are like, oh, it's genius. It has a lock, all right? So this arm will not move. Now, unlock, locked. Sweet. Okay, now comes the fun part. Let's put all this together. I've gone ahead and cut maybe I didn't. So let me grab a piece, get that trimmer back out. That's a little bit crazy. So I wonder where those pieces went. Okay, so remember that 4 inch square? Now I want a 4 1/8 by a 4 1/8 inch square. There's my scoring. And slice. 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay? Cut that on the diagonal. Where am I coming up with these measurements? I'm adding 1/8 of an inch to all of my measurements. So if this is 4 by 4, I'm going to add 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 all the way around. So if this is 2 inches, I need 2 1/8 by 4 3/8. All right? So let's see if I can use this piece. I can. Awesome. See, I'm all about saving the paper, aren't you? Okay, so 4. Look at that. See that? I love the Stampin' Up! Trimmer because that's how tiny that piece of paper is. It's teeny tiny. That's all I need. 4 3/8 by 2 1/8. And then on this one, my card base is already 5 1/2. So I just need 5 1/2 by 1. Okay, here's some math for you. It is early in the morning. 1 3/4 plus 1/8 is 1 7/8. So I need a 1. Here's 3/4. Add 1/8. 1 3/8. Whoops. By 5 1/2. Whoops, scoring. Okay. Sorry about that, but hey, now you got to see how my brain works early in the morning when I'm cutting paper. All right. Now, remember I said I didn't want to waste any designer series paper? Those are the only scraps I have left out of that whole 6x6 sheet. And I think I did pretty well. Now, I know some of you would keep those. No, right in the trash. Sorry. Okay, so prep very quick. We're going to use some fast fuse. And if you're nervous, you can use snail, which is a little more removable or repositionable, or your Tombow liquid glue. All right, but I'm a snail, fast fuse girl. Okay, and then we're going to put this one on here. And do you remember when you were like, I don't know, kindergarten, first grade, and maybe not kindergarten, but, you know, the teacher would say, oh, you did a really great job coloring that. It'd be really nice if you outlined it with a black crayon. You're like, really? Because I just spent all that time coloring. Now you want me to go back? I felt that way when I used to cross stitch, right? I'd get my whole design done, and then the directions would say, and now go back and outline everything you just did in black. Frustrating, but you know what? It looked better in the end. And that's what I'm doing here. With this black cardstock, I am outlining the paper because it really just makes it more vibrant. That black just catches all the color. Okay. Now, I have pre-cut. I really did pre-cut these. Boy, I'm kind of glad, too. All right, so I've pre-cut 4 pool party bases, and they measure 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored them at 4 1/4. All these measurements are on my blog, makingmemorieswithmichelle.com, and they will be up as soon as I get this video uploaded to YouTube and then downloaded to the blog. Okay? So, just make a nice tight crease with your bone folder. And look, I don't have my blue one today. I don't know where that one went. Probably the same place everything else goes. Okay, and then we're going to take these really nice pieces, okay, and line them up. Are you with me so far? Look at that. Look how that black just totally outlines that card. I'm loving it. Totally, that stuck together. Totally loving this. And I like the polka dots. They just make me feel festive and in a party mood, okay? Well, I don't know. That one's going to hang over a little bit, but I can trim it afterwards. Okay. Bonus points if anybody can tell me what kind of triangles these are this morning, because it looks like a right angle triangle to me. Fast fuse on my fingers. Alright, and then this last one we're going to do like this. Okay? Measure it, get it all straight. Alright, paper. Here we go. Okay, so we've got our card bases all assembled, and I really did cut that one a little bit long, or maybe my base is too short. But, we'll go back over it with the trimmer.